Well, okay. Um, actually,
Meiosis is divided into two parts, meiosis 1 and
okay, stay there. Uh, where do I want to be? I want to be here. Okay. Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Uh-huh. Okay. Ooh, Wednesdays are rough. I'm not gonna lie. Feel like a non-stop day. Okay. All right. You guys are looking at, so yesterday we looked at starting 4.1. And hopefully it's, you took the time to read through that. A lot of what is on that worksheet that you're working on is mentioned in this. Uh, Mostly learning the different types of plate boundaries. Okay. So we had some questions as to what are the plate boundaries in Georgia, that you all were looking that up. And most specifically, there's one, while it's not active, that crosses Columbus. I'm still trying to let folks in. So we talked about those, but those, you need to be aware of the different types of movements of the plates. Okay, so we're looking at the Earth being one um, movable plate, and the plates move in different ways. So they either converge, which means they come together, or they diverge, which means they spread apart, or they slide past one another. All right. And yesterday I was asking about the famous one in California, and that's the San Andreas Fault. That's the one that causes most, while they have other faults that are minor, the San Andreas Fault is a big one. And when they talk about parts of California might end up in the ocean, that's the one that might cause that. Okay. So bye bye San Francisco, bye bye Los Angeles. Just follow away. All right. So today's Wednesday. Today is a make sure you get it done day. So again, make sure you the video is in the um, playlist. Make sure you go through this, but make sure you go through each of these tabs so that you have an understanding of the different types of plates and the plate movements. If you have not completed the um, land web web quest, I'm multicasting. I'm trying to let folks in and move at the same time. Okay, it's not there. It's okay. Where did I put it? All right, so we're not doing 4.2 just yet. We are doing, all right, they are up here. Okay. So make sure you do the lithosphere web quest. And again, looking at that, that's a lot of points, folks. So please make sure that you do that. All right, so we have all of the layers of the earth, and he talked about that in the video yesterday. Talked about Pangea, what it used to look like, what it looks like now. These are the different ways that the plates move, converge, diverge, and transient. And questions about plate boundaries. He talked about this in the video, but it's also uh, and the reason I said it's going to take a little while because some of these questions are mentioned in other places on the worksheet. I mean, in the module. So look them up, look them up. We talked about this too. Yes, and I told you to make sure that you recognize these abbreviations. So some are going to be ocean. So this one would be OC, which would be ocean and continental. And then we can have ocean to ocean. So that's going to happen this is going on in the ocean. This one is going on close to a landform. That's what they mean by continental. And over here, this is happening on land to land. So sea to sea, O to O, O to C. All right, so a lot of this was mentioned in the video yesterday. All right, and most of you have gotten all of this done, which is admirable. But some of you have yet to complete that. So work on that today. And you also had another question, which I need to get to put in the module. So a 4.1 discussion. So the discussion was, what fault line are we near? And there are several of them. There's no one right answer for this. There's one that's closer to me, and there's one that's closer to you. So what is it? What is it called? And when was the last recorded earthquake? And you should also say whether it was a strong earthquake or a light earthquake. So earthquakes are measured on Richter scale. So was it a 0.2, a 0.1, a 0.4, 0.8 is a big one. And I'm trying to, okay, finally. Zoom is acting up. I'm trying to admit people and they stay in the waiting room. All right. Harshas, I've been trying to admit you for the last few minutes. I know it looked like you were out in the waiting room, but I saw you, just wouldn't let you in. All right, so make sure you answer the discussion question. The land web quest and 4.1 is available in the AP classroom. So that's a lot of stuff that's just nothing new. Just make sure it's all done. And Friday, we will look at soil. So I think in the AP classroom, I opened it, but just make sure you get 4.1 done today. Don't worry about 4.2 just yet. But I think it is available if you are finished with everything else and want to go on. I think that's open. Okay. I felt like I said that very fast. That's how I've been all day long. This Wednesdays are just a quick kind of thing. Also, if there's anything, the doing progress reports will be available on Friday. So if there's anything that is closed that you need me to open, please let me know. And we can get that done today too, so that there are no zeros reflected on that progress report. Let me get this discussion question in the module. All right, so I'm going to add the 4.1 discussion question right behind 4.1 in the module. And we're doing that question instead of the FRQ question at the end of Mr. Sneed's video. So we're not going to do that FRQ. We're doing this one instead. So again, with that, you want to name the fault. And it usually in telling you the name, it tells you kind of where it's located between which county and what county. And when was the last time there was any activity at all? Is it considered active or inactive? Okay. All right, and again, if the two that are in the grade book, the web quest and the discussion, those are going to reflect on the progress report. So I would work on those first. The AP classroom, do that if you finish the other two. And I say that because I have to add that column still. So that's not going to reflect on your progress report just yet. But the other two columns will. They'll show up as missing assignments. Excuse me. All right, with the question, the discussion question, make sure that you name the fault. Because there's, like I said, there are several faults that run through Georgia. So be specifically and name the one you're referring to. Um, and then talk about when the last time that fault had an eruption, or the one in Georgia, when was the last time Georgia had a sizable earthquake? And we never have sizable ones. They're kind of on the Richter scale goes from 0 to 7, and we're kind of on the low end of that, like ones and twos. California gets the 6 and the 7s and bigger than that. So we're mild. Sometimes you don't even know that they happened, but they happen. Uh, you can answer for Columbus, or you can answer for Georgia, or you can do both. Columbus is fine. And again, please name it, because there's kind of two that are close to Columbus. I was trying to get that fault map up, and I couldn't get it to stay still. Let's see, this one kind of looks kind of good. All right, I put a picture in the chat. That was the best one I could find. But as you see, this got a few dots around Columbus, so you've got a fault line that runs through there. Most of it is at the top of Georgia. There's some that run um, closer to Augusta, Savannah. So you've got some activity. And again, earthquakes only happen where there's a fault line.
Meiosis is divided into two parts, meiosis 1 and
Oh, sure is.
during meiosis, these days. You know that big presentation you
Okay, folks, we got about 2 minutes left. If you're in a good place to stop, you can go ahead and do that. And I will see you folks on Friday.